The following is a live presentation of Retro Sports Network, home of the champions of the past, present, and or future. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. It's the 16th day of February 2023. My name is Ron Juckett. Welcome to the program as we play the games of Friday night, May 11th. 2001, and we had a request for, and we will get these in, for a Tony Gwynn game and a Cal Ripken Jr. game at some point over the course of the season because it was their last year. Now, the Padres are going to be easier to squeeze in because they're really right in it in the National League West. It is the Florida Marlins and the San Diego Padres this afternoon. The Padres are 17-17. The Marlins still in first place. They're 20-13 in the East. So trying to get the Padres in won't be that difficult. We'll probably feature them several times over the next couple months. The Orioles are going to be another thing because they are not all that good, but we will do what we can to get a Cal game and what will be a Tony Gwynn game because thinking, okay, well, I'll just make sure the Padres get in the rotation. I load up the lineups for this game on a beautiful night in San Diego, and there's no Tony Gwynn in the lineup. There is a Ricky Henderson, however, so you'll have to be content with that. But yes, we will do a Cal and a Gwynn game at some point. And if there's some play that you really want to see, let me know, and we'll see what we can do to work it in. Okay, so Woody Williams going for the Padres. They're 17-17. The Marlins continue to be the darlings of the National League East. 20-13, a Friday night on the West Coast. Next. As Retro Sports Network presents 2001, an Action PC Season Odyssey. Today's game between the San Diego Padres and Florida Marlins is brought to you by DigitalToDice.com, the best darn podcast on the web for your sports simulation and replay needs. Find us today on Spotify, Spreaker, iTunes, or wherever else fine podcasts are listed. And so here we are at Qualcomm Stadium, the Murph, if you will, for this. And I just noticed in this picture, and Mark Shaw, by the way, sent me all of his high-res pictures. They're on the backup hard drive. If I had thought about it, I might have changed the one for this. We got some great photos that we should be putting in, but I haven't had to doll up anything yet. Anyway, but thanks to Mark Shaw, not for this one, but for ones you'll be seeing, because this one isn't all that in a bag of chips. Woody Williams. He is 0-4 for the Padres. He would actually become a decent pitcher for the Cardinals after a while. 34 years old. Woody's a fastball pitcher at 86 and a fly ball pitcher, making his 8th start at 23. He's done after August 2nd. Zalapsky Smurf, I saw you last night rooting for your Leafs on Mr. Gardner's stream. How are you? Woody is 0-4 with a 4.78 ERA. I think I told you his age and how he pitches and all that. His last start was May 5th, so 6 days ago, against the Reds. That would have been last Saturday. He took the loss in a 10-9 ball game. 5 innings, 82 pitches, 9 hits, 6 runs. How you doing, Bernie? 3 earned, a homer with 4 strikeouts. He's yet to win on this replay. 43 and a third innings for Woody. 52 hits, 27 runs, 23 earned. He's given up 6 homers, walked 9 while striking out 21. Louis Castillo will lead off for the Marlins at second. Owens in right will bat second. Cliff Floyd in left goes third. It'll be Preston Wilson in center field. He cleans up. Johnson, I'm also very good. Thank you. Charlie Johnson behind the plate bats 5th. Travis Lee at first will go 6th. Berg at third will bat 7th. Gonzalez at short batting 8th. And Smith in 110 pitches. Business person special. Nothing like it today and tomorrow. Smith should go 110 pitches for the Marlins. For the Padres, Ricky Henderson is a 4-3 in left. Mark Kotze is a 6-4 in center. Bubba Trammell is 6-6, I think, in right. Dave Magadan is a 4 at third. Sergio Mendez in Brazil 66 is a 3 at short. Jackson is 7 at second. Ryan Klesko is a 5 at first. Davis behind the plate, a 5 and a 5. Dave Berg. I almost want to ask Pat to solve the puzzle. How you doing, Tribe fan? Yep. Those loops teams or laps teams had so much potential. And Harold Ballard. Woody Williams, by the way, is 7 on the mound at 889 fielding percentage. 64 degrees, no wind here in San Diego. Castillo steps in at 250, a homer and 8 RBI. And here we go on to Thursday. Williams starts the ball game with a ground ball to Jackson over to first, and there's 1 out. Here's Eric Owens. Eric at 294, a homer and 11 RBI. Bernie says, love these iPads. If I hit the wrong keys all the time, along with iPads changing the words I type. I could never type on a touch keypad. I've had various tablets that ended up with my wife. I need a keyboard. Woody Williams delivers. Owens laces this one into right. Trammell will pick it up. You know, I forget as we're looking at a picture courtesy of the ballparksofbaseball.com just how many of these players were at the end of their careers in 2001 that I remember from late high school and college. Cliff Floyd at 343. He's having a year and a half, 10 homers and 34 RBI. Williams kicks and fires. There's a ground ball to Mendez. He gives it to Jackson for 1, throws to Klesko, and that's 2. So 6-4-3, and that will end the inning. Chuck Smith taking his warm-up pitches. No runs, a hit, and no errors. We go to the bottom of the first, no score. So let's all try to remember Chuck Smith, shall we? Making his second start of the year. Saying that like he's passed away. I'm not insinuating that at all. Chuck is 31 years old, fastball pitcher at 91. His start 5 days ago against Milwaukee went over like a herd of thunder and turtles, although they won the ball game 9-7 despite his outing. 3 2/3, 68 pitches, 4 hits, 3 runs all earned, a walk and 2 strikeouts. So at 7.36 ERA is not that great. In real life, 5-5 with a 4.70 ERA. Here's how the Padres will line up for you. Ricky Henderson in left will lead it off. Bart Kotze in center bats second. Ryan Klesko at first will bat third. Dave Magadan at third cleans up. Davis behind the plate will bat fifth. Trammell in right sixth. Jackson at second seventh. Mendez at short will bat eighth. And if it really is Sergio, I'm going to laugh. And Woody Williams, who can throw 120 pitches, only threw 6 in his half of the first. Cliff Floyd, as we set the Marlin defense, is 6 and 4 in left. I read that the Miami Marlins are going to go with some teal this year in their jerseys. Preston Wilson is a 5 and 8 in center. Eric Owens a 4 and 7 in right. Dave Berg is a 3 at third. 895 fielding percentage is pretty much, you know, Butch Hobson. Gonzalez a 5 at short. Castillo a 6 at second. Oh, it's Derek Lee, not Travis, is a 7 at first. Charlie Johnson an 8 and 6 behind the plate, and Smith is a 7 on the mound with a 950 fielding percentage. Ricky Henderson, hard to believe, but remember, he played in 4 different decades. 70s, 80s, 90s, and the 2000s. Sounds like a soccer mom station. The greatest hits of the 70s, 80s, 90s, and today. He's at 200 with 2 homers, 4 RBI, and still 5 stolen bases. Chuck Smith, by the way, born in Memphis, Tennessee, and graduated from John Adams High School in Cleveland, Ohio. So says Tribe Fan. You guys make great producers for me. Smith starts his afternoon with a fly ball to right. Owens should track this one down. 1 out. For Mark Kotze, Mark at 239, 3 homers, 11 RBI. You would think, whatever year this picture was taken of Qualcomm, and it really is the Murph as far as I'm concerned, that when they enclosed Jack Murphy or Qualcomm to bring the Super Bowls in, that they would have matched the seat colors up on top. You can see the old seats there, in left center under the ribbon of lights. And then the new seats are a whole different color. Rickey Henderson had the worst year of his career at age 42 in the Red Sox, Bernie says. Yeah, we try not to remember that. Rickey, I think at that point, had played in every place he possibly could. Pitch to Katse, walked him. Brings up Klesko, 277, 8 homers and 20 RBI. Katse not a threat to steal. Klesko had some good years. Steeler fan, how you doing? Thanks for the resub. Thank you, my friend. And Twitch sent me some nice cash considerations today. Pitched a throw to first. Katse, well, he could steal now. See what Klesko is going to do here. Pitch to Ryan, walked him. So first and second, 1 out for Dave Magadan at 308, a homer and 11 RBI. It would be a shorter discussion, as Zalapsky Smurfs tells me, to name the teams that Rickey didn't play for. He never went over to Japan, did he? Pitch to Magadan. Base hit right or left center field. Katse will score. The throw into Castillo at second, and Magadan has a 6th double of the year. So 1-0 San Diego, and here is Ben Davis, the catcher, at 264, a homer and 9 RBI. So a rough start for Smith. He's only retired 1 batter. Why Twitch instead of YouTube? Well, first of all, the lag time is a lot less. And second of all, that's not much of an issue now. You didn't get paid on YouTube until you had 1,000 subs. And on Twitch, all you need are 15 followers. And I think it's introduced people to this type of gaming because Twitch is a gaming service as opposed to YouTube, which is pretty much everything, to this kind of gaming. Pitch to Davis. There's a fly ball left center. Wilson moving over. Preston makes the catch. Klesko goes back to tag and will score. Derek Lee started his career as a Padre in 1997, Tribe fan says. Traded after 97 to the Marlins with 2 other players for Kevin Brown, who hustled a lot of money from a lot of teams. Here's Bubba Trammell. Bubba at 172. Ouch. 3 homers and 8 RBI. The thing is, Bernie, everything gets uploaded to YouTube. It's very easy. You go in after your stream is done, you hit export. And because I get money from Twitch, I got to wait 24 hours, and you make it live on YouTube. Smith deals. Trammell into left. Floyd reaches back, makes the catch, and we're through 1. So somehow, some way, the Padres only turn that into 2. 2 runs, a hit, no errors. They leave a runner on after 1. And San Diego 2, Florida nothing. Bertie watched Derek Lee with the Vegas Stars before he made the majors. So Wilson, Johnson, and Lee. Sounds like a law firm to me. Here in the second for Florida, Woody Williams gets ready to start his second inning of work. Preston at 214, 3 homers and 22 RBI. Had 23 in real life that year. Popped up. Davis doffs the mask into foul territory and makes the catch. 1 out. For Charles Johnson at 229, 5 homers and 12 RBI. Fly ball, left field. Back goes Rickey. 2 out. Brings up Derek Lee, 236, 2 homers and 13 RBI. Remember, people are only going to watch your stuff for about 10 or 15 minutes anyway. You guys being the exception because we do it on Twitch, and people who go to Twitch tend to watch for longer times. But we are told how long people will watch a video for. I have it for every video I do, how long the average watch time is. And if you can get 15 minutes for someone to pay attention to your video, you've done quite well. Got him. So he swung on and missed, and Davis hung on to it, and the Marlins are down in order again. No runs, no hits, no errors. Bottom of the second, 2-0 San Diego. So Damian Jackson, Mendez, and Woody Williams here in the second. Damian at 259, a homer, and 7 RBI. Smith starts the second, fly ball to left. Floyd over in the corner by the pins and makes the catch, 1 out. Thankfully, it's not Sergio Mendez in Brazil 64. It's Donaldo Mendez, who's hitting 148, 2 homers, and 8 RBI. Ground ball to third. Berg across the way. Has it for the out. Brings up Woody Williams. Woody at 133. 2 for 15 and double. And 3 strikeouts. No, it's not. Thank you, sir. Just remember to be yourself. That's all that matters. Smith, fly ball to right, so an easy inning for after the first. Owens tucks it in, and that will do it. No runs, no hits, no errors. We go to the third here at Qualcomm, 2-0 San Diego. So it is indeed Dave Berg with those smoldering eyes who wants to steal your heart. If you were still buying CDs in a box. Berg is at 407. That's pretty good. 11 for 27, no homers, and 6 RBI. So Smith an easy inning. He's now at 37 pitches through 2. Williams starts the third. Berg lines it foul, and somebody from San Clemente will make the catch. Authenticity, as I learned how to read, is the key to any communication. You do this long enough, you just can't fake it. So 1-2 count to Berg. There's a fly ball left field, and that's going to go in the stands, and somebody from Rancho Cucamonga will make that catch. I think that was one of the big knocks against Joe Buck, was that there were times he came across as smug and insincere, and I really don't believe he's ever been insincere. I just think that because people thought he had the jobs because of who his dad was and whatever. I've not had much of a problem with Buck over the years. McCarver, I never was a fan of outside of his work with Al Michaels. But Buck got put in an impossible situation and got nailed for it. He wasn't his dad, never tried to be his dad. And when you try to change on the fly, it comes across as being a phony. And I think Joe just realized after a while that football was his sport. And I think he and Aikman are still a very good team. Pitch to Berg is a base hit into right center. That's going to go all the way to the wall. Trammell throws it back in, but Berg has his third double of the year. To start the third inning, nobody out for Alex Gonzalez. 316, 6 homers, and 21 RBI. Struck him out. Got him swinging on an 0-2 fastball. That brings up Chuck Smith. Klesko and Magnin coming in for the bunt. Chuck 1 for 2 with the strikeout. Bunt situation. Grounds 1 to short. Mendez throws it over to Klesko. Goes back to the bag for the out. Berg goes to third. 2 out for Castillo, who's 0 for 1. Woody Williams opening 9, 2 2/3. 28 pitches, 2 hits, 9 batters and 2 strikeouts. So, Bernie, my other piece of advice to you is do the sport you like best. So, if it's basketball, great. If it's baseball, super. If it's football, fine. But get one down and then start working in some of the others. Because the other key is you got to be relaxed. Pitch to Castillo. Ground ball to third. Magadan is going to just, well, it played him. Hit off the back of his glove. I'm not sure he was ever going to get Castillo anyway. So it goes as an E5, runners on the corners, and it's 2-1 for Eric Owens, who singled. Runner on first. Owens swings. Ground ball to Mendez, and that's going to play him as well. So back-to-back errors for the Padres. And it's first and second for the Marlins for Cliff Floyd, who grounded into a double play his first time up. So first and second, the errors have hurt. Woody has not given up an earned run yet. To Jackson, who goes to second, flips it to Mendez covering, and that will take care of the side. But the Marlins get an unearned run on a hit and 2 errors after 2.5, 2-1 San Diego. So opening 9 for Smith, 37 pitches, 2 innings, a hit, and 2 walks. Ricky is 0 for 1. The other thing I'd offer for advice is you control the pace of the game. Don't feel like you got to rush. Let the game play out at the pace you're comfortable with. Pitch to Ricky is a fly ball to right center. Wilson rides the Schwinn, 1 out. Mark Kotze walked and scored in the first. Smith winds and deals. Into right center. That's a better hit ball, but Wilson will take it. 2 out. For Ryan Klesko, who walked and scored. Well, ground ball to Lee, and Derek takes it to the bag himself for the out, and that will retire the side. No runs, no hits, no errors. After 3 here at Qualcomm, 2-1 San Diego. And again, as I've put my audience to sleep, be yourself on the air. Preston Wilson is 0 for 1. Johnson and Lee to follow. Rough inning for Woody Williams. His defense certainly didn't help in the third. 2-1 Padres. Wilson into left field for a base hit. Ricky Henderson picks it up. Wilson will hold at first. I thought he was going to turn the corner. So here's Johnson. Charles is 0 for 1. Williams throws to first. Preston back. 63 degrees. Still no wind here. Doesn't even say. I wonder if the game thinks we're in a dome. So we're going to pitch out here. There goes Wilson to throw down to Jackson, and Preston is in there. That's his 5th steal of the year. So a 1-ball count to Johnson. Bernie says, my problem is I'm a fan of them all. I know the most about Boston sports, but follow golf, boxing, horse racing. Yeah, all good to do. But I would start with the one you are most comfortable with. And there's one you're going to be more comfortable with the others. Popped up. Davis. Doffs the mask. Makes the catch. Derek Lee is 0 for 1 with a strikeout. The other thing I would suggest is don't do 9 different things at the same time. Make people want more. Lee struck out his first time up. There's a liner to left. Ricky, does he get there? Maybe. No, drop in front of him. Keeps it in front of him at least, and Wilson will have to hold at third. So runners on the corners. 1 out, top the 4th. And the Marlins are knocking on the door for Dave Berg, who doubled and scored his first time up. There's a liner in the right center for a base hit. Wilson will score. Lee will hold at second, and we are tied at 2. Brings up Gonzalez, 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Tribe fan, I'm not sure if he's still with us or not. He just finished the Mike McCormick replay, just did all those starts 1 game at a time. Still here. Storytelling, I think, is key to anyone being successful doing these type of things. Because, look, we're just playing a game. Gonzalez struck out his first time up. He lines this one to right. Trammell is there. Lee will hold after a good throw. Speaking of wanting more, have you thought about bringing back the Ron Zuckett show? I haven't in a while. I saw that you comment on that, John. Kurt Berglund is just such a wonderful person. We only did 5 or 6. I did Gardner. Yeah, RJL is a great example of that. He sometimes does other things, and he owns that game, man. He makes that game sing inside pitch. That's his bread and butter. And he's perfect with it. Chuck Smith, by the way, with 2 outs, going to swing away here. He's 0 for 1. Ground ball. Williams has to hurry. Throws to Klesko, and Smith is out. Oh, a good play. A bang-banger. Woody had to bolt off the mound to the right side and make a bang-bang play to get him. But the Marlins have tied this thing. 1 run, 3 hits, and no errors. After 3.5, Florida 2, San Diego 2. And now the standings, as we play this Friday night. The Marlins have a 3-game lead over Philadelphia. They've lost 2 straight. They're the only team in the National League East with a run differential that's positive. Braves are now 14-21. In the Central, the Reds have struggled, but they still lead St. Louis and Pittsburgh by a game. Milwaukee, after their god-awful start, has gotten back to 500. In the West, San Diego at 500 is 5 back. Colorado 2 up on San Francisco and 4 up on Arizona. The Rockies have won 5 straight. The Yankees are really starting to take off in the American League East. Injuries are going to doom the Red Sox. Chicago and Cleveland are tied at 23-9. Cleveland has won 9 of 10 and 7 straight. Scoop would be disappointed we're not featuring the 9-23 Tigers. And in the West, it's Seattle. Oakland's at 500. 5 back. So the wild cards today would be San Francisco and the Chicago-Cleveland loser. Magadan doubled a home run in the second or the first. 1 for 1. So Bernie's going to do the 50 Red Sox. Greatest offense I think ever assembled. But boy, they can't pitch. How you doing, DJ John? Yeah, that was a long time ago. I've been doing this, quote-unquote, full-time. It'll be 5 years in August. Magadan strikes out. A 1-2 fastball, strike 3. So here's Ben Davis. He sacked fly, I think, in the first. The other thing for aspiring YouTube broadcasters, especially with baseball, This is a background conversation. It's just like listening on the radio. You're not front and center. Football kind of demands you be more front and center. But baseball, you're just filling in the background. You're the Ringo Starr, the Neil Peart of things, not necessarily the George Harrison or Eric Clapton. Pitch to Davis. Got him. That's 2 for Smith. A curveball in there for strike 3. Trammell is 0 for 1, and that's Bubba, not Allen. So Smith, after a very shaky first, has settled right in. Into left field, that ball is well struck. That is... Is it gone? It is! A double, at least. That hit off just below the foul pole. He's going to round second. He's going for 3. The throw from Floyd is going to be not in time. How about that? A triple for Bubba Trammell. So a 2-out triple. That's only the second hit for the Padres. Here's Damian Jackson. He's 0 for 1. Baseball Demos, I think, is also a very good guide, especially if you're going to be doing cards and dice, of a good way to follow. And he is just so, he is the perfect tone and tempo for doing that. Was that my Phil Rizzuto impression? Holy cow! He almost got that at the money store. Gonna go home and have his calzone with Cora. So here's Damian Jackson. He's 0 for 1. John found me on my other channel, which still exists, a 64 or 65. That was on this channel, 65 replay. It's interesting because I think a lot of people don't realize that yeah, there are a lot of us that do this. Pitch to Jackson, runner on third, struck him out. Got him. Holy cow, he swung on and missed. I don't know, Bill, would you have swung at that? There's my Rizzuto impression. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. We go to the 5th here at Qualcomm. It's 2-2. So, top of the order for Florida, Castillo, Owens, and Floyd. Louis, 0 for 2. Williams, 49 pitches, 18 batters, 4 innings, 5 hits, and 2 strikeouts. Base hit right field. Trammell will cut it off in the alley and hold maybe Castillo to a single. Nope, he's going for 2. The throw to Mendez. No, yes, they got him. There's been some talk that you never see anyone thrown out trying to take second, trying to stretch that single to a double. So twice this week on the channel, we've seen it as Bubba Trammell throws him out. 1 out for Eric Owens, who's 1 for 2. To third, Magadan, 2 out. Brings up Floyd. Cliff is 0 for 2. Woody Williams, 2-2 to score. Oh, really? My pre-play of the 2019 World Series. The rest is history. Pitch to Floyd is a liner in the right center field. Kotze cuts it off, and Floyd is in with his 12th double. So the runner being thrown out trying to stretch that single really hurts now. And they'll bring up Preston Wilson, who was 1 for 2. He has singled, scored, and stole his 5th base. That's in the left center field. Kotze will cut it off. Floyd will round third. And do what? And score as the throw goes in the infield, and the Marlins lead at 3-2. Brings up Johnson, who's 0 for 2. There goes Wilson to throw down to Jackson, and Preston is in there with stolen base number 6. So the Marlins have been patient and have gotten to Woody Williams. A 1-ball count, 2 out, top of the 5th. Florida 3, San Diego 2. Pitch to Johnson, popped up left side. Mendez on the grass and halfway home. We're supposed to get some ice here overnight. You all can sing Vanilla Ice to yourself, baby. Halfway home on a Thursday. Marlins 3, Padres 2. Gave myself a 30-second break and promptly took a drink with 3 seconds to go. Join us later. Here's how we got here. 2 in the mark for the Padres in the first. Dave Magadan a double to score Mark Kotze to make it 1-0. And then Ben Davis a sac fly to make it 2-0. Then Florida has steadily drummed it back. Louis Castillo a ground ball to make it 2-1 in the third. Dave Berg an RBI single to score Preston Wilson to tie the game at 2. And then Wilson himself singled home Floyd to make it 3-2 in the 5th. Smith 2 hits through 4 for Florida, 2 runs both earned. He's walked 3 and struck out. Walked 2 and struck out 3. See, I read too fast. Woody Williams covered himself in clover, 8 hits through 5, 3 runs, 2 earned, and 2 strikeouts. Yep, John, I had to laugh when I saw a midlife crisis pop into a chat because it was it is funny to do that. It did catch me off guard. Bernie says I usually replay a season with the same engine. Going to do something different. Going to use several different card and dice engines and a few PC games to complete the season and keep all the combined season stats in replay. Good for you. Let's see. John said, DJ John, Higher Ground Gaming. Eric's still at it. Tenacious, the Earls, Chris from Delaware, and of course he's now slower, lower gaming. Al. Yep. Al's the reason why I started doing these live. Not Donaldo Mendez, who is 0 for 1. Smith will start at the bottom of the 5th. Mendez hits a slow chopper to 3rd. Berg across the way has to hurry, and Mendez is out. So 1 out for Williams, who's 0 for 1. Somehow, some way, Smith with a bad start is only allowed 2 hits. Got him. That's 4. 2-2 curveball in there looking. 2 out for Ricky Henderson, who's 0 for 2. So Chuck Smith has acquitted himself quite well now. 18 batters deep, 77 pitches, 4 2/3. 2 hits, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts. Right back to Smith. Hard hopper, throws it to Lee, and that is the side. No runs, no hits, no errors. Go to the 6th, 3-2 Florida. So here is Derek Lee. Lee is 1 for 2 with a single and a strikeout. I usually go about a week or 2 ahead planning what games I'm going to do. And then even with that, things are subject to change. Got him. So for Woody, that's 3. Fastball swung on and missed. On an 0-2, and that'll bring up Berg. Dave has singled, doubled, driven in a run, and scored. Line drive to Magadan, 2 out for Alex Gonzalez, who is 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Williams rocks and deals. There's a fly ball, right field. Trammell in the corner, and Bubba got it. Oh, he had to reach in to get it, but he did. He's out. Marlins go in order. Bottom of the 6th here at the Murph. It's always going to be the Murph, by the way. 3-2 Florida. So Kotze, Klesko, and Magadan to face Smith here in the 6th. Mart has walked and scored. He's 0 for 1. There's a base hit in the left center. Floyd will cut it off. Is Kotze going to try for 2? He is. They're going to run on Floyd to throw to Castillo, and that's a double. So the tying run on second for Klesko was walked and scored. John says to John, hadn't searched Strat on YouTube for years. Yep. I bought Strat Basketball specifically because no one had done a video on Advanced or Super Advanced. And it is now my favorite basketball game. Pitch to Klesko. You just never know. Right back to Smith. Throws to first, and Ryan is retired. Kotze will hold. 1 out for Magadan. Dave is 1 for 2. He is doubled. Driven in his 12th run in 41 at-bats. He did that in real life in 128. Fly ball, right center field. Owens going back there. Makes the catch. Kotze gets back. And nope, not making the last out. He was too far gone to go and make the tag. He'll hold for Ben Davis, who has struck out and hit a sac fly. Got him! That's 5. He swung on and missed. And so that's the inning. No runs, a hit, no errors. We go to the 7th here at the Q, 3-2, Florida. And I imagine Smith's going to bat. They've gotten 6 good innings out of him. He's 0 for 2. Is he going to stay in the ball game? Nope. Ryan McGuire will pinch hit. Ryan is at 250, a homer, and as a pinch hitter, 250, a homer, and 3 RBI. 4 for 16 overall. Has himself a double. Williams starts the 7th. Ground ball to Jackson. Damian throws to first for the out. Key thing is, Bernie, don't feel like it's work. You got to have fun with it. And if you have fun with it, your audience will have fun with it. And most of your audience is going to watch on tape. Here's Castillo, 1 for 3. Louis has himself a single. Right back to Damian Jackson, second verse. Same as the first, 2 out. For Eric Owens, who's 1 for 3. DJ John lives on the West Coast, and one night caught the very end of a live chat with Al. Al is such a good entertainer. He really is. And I was going to do all of these games on tape. Takes about 45 minutes to do that. You do it all in one take anyway. And Al's the one that said, go live. Just go live. And here we are, nearly 5 years later. Pitch to Owens. Popped up left side. This will get us to the stretch. Magadan is there on the grass. 3-2 Marlins. Apparently, Chuck Smith had some paperwork to attend to fix some potholes. He became the mayor of Woodmere, Ohio. Good for him. Braden Looper coming in. Braden doesn't look very happy for picture day. 26 years old, a splitter, a 91, and a ground ball pitcher. Making his 17th appearance of the replay, 0-1 with a save, and an earned run average of 441. Last pitch against the Dodgers on the 8th. Faced one batter, got him on 3 pitches. to do something. It wasn't a strikeout, but he retired him. And a 3-1 win for the Fishies. 16 in the third innings overall. Looper, 17 hits allowed. 8 runs all earned. The homer, by the way, came against the Cardinals on the 2nd of May. He has walked 3 and struck out 10. It'll be Bubba Trammell, Damian Jackson, and then Mendez. Woody Williams seems to be en route for a complete game. Trammell had his first triple of the replay. His last time up, he's 1 for 2. There's a fun with being live. I mean, I got 11 people watching now. That's pretty good for 1:15 on a Thursday afternoon here on the East Coast. But even when I was doing live on YouTube, 2/3 of my viewers came late. And so you just kind of have to press it, you know. You're talking to people live, and don't put the chat on the screen because you never know what's going to be up there. There is some censoring that I do, but I do read most of things verbatim. Again, you know, I try my best to make it so that you're listening to a game and not watching me just play a game. That's a hard balance. Pitch to Trammell. Bubba draws a walk. So the Padres trying to get one back here. Damian Jackson is 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Trammell not a threat to steal. In the left center, Wilson, 1 out. I know that I've done 1,000 videos. I couldn't tell you off the top of my head how many. Actually, if you give me a minute, I can. On there? Yeah, I am. Wow. I wouldn't have guessed that. I apparently have uploaded 1,191 videos to YouTube. That's a lot. Here's Mendez. Donaldo, we're going to pinch hit. We're going to pinch hit. Provided I have someone else that plays short. Apparently, Tony Gwynn isn't even on the active roster. Let's see. It's who can hit a righty? Phil Nevin is going to come in. Nevin, 500 as a pinch hitter, 283 overall, 9 homers, and 19 RBI. Well, that's what we're trying for, to be radio as a kid. John, DJ John says he got asked to do a survey on Twitch. They asked me if I could give them 5 minutes. He answered one question and then was politely thanked and left. That's the other thing, gang, is that we really are. I'm 51. And we really aren't in the desired demo. I mean, that's where the Fortnite stuff came from. Pitch to Devin. There's a little looper opposite field's going to drop in front of Floyd. So Trammell will hold at second. First and second for the Padres. 1 out for Woody Williams, who's going to bunt. I want to leave him in the game. I knew he passed 1,000. But we'll have done this 5 full years in August. That's a lot. That's a lot of videos. Johnson and Looper have a word. Berg and Lee play in at the corners. Woody squares and bunts it foul, and the count is 0-2. Ground ball to first. Lee will go to Gonzalez for a 1, but no throw. Or the throw was late. They can't turn 2, so it's 3-6 on the fielder's choice. 2 out for Ricky, who is 0 for 3. That's funny. How old are you? Dirt and I are the same age. Thank you so much. Please get your Geritol and Grape Nuts package on the way out. 2 out for Ricky. Runners on the corners. Henderson, ground ball, right side, base hit. So Trammell will score to tie this game up. Williams is not going to run on Owens. So 3-3 the score. Oh, okay. Trot fan tells me Gwynn missed 64 games in the first half due to a leg injury. Well, I said in the open, someone asked if I would do a Tony Gwynn game at some point and a Cal Ripken game because this is their last year. I knew the Padres were good. The Orioles are so-so, but we will get them on at some point. So Looper's already at 25 pitches. I'll live forever. Well, I hope to be doing this a while longer, but yeah, YouTube is permanent. Or as permanent as anything could be on the web. Can't say, by the way, 1 for 2, a double, a run scored, and a walk. Every once in a while, I'll get a comment that I'm lame or a bozo, but they're looking for the real game, and they get me instead. I'm so sorry. Katse into left center. Wilson moving over, and Preston will make the catch, and that'll do it. So, we go to the 8th. The Padres have tied this puppy up. 1 run, 2 hits, no errors. After 7, it's Florida 3, San Diego 3. So, Alex Arias comes into play short. He's a 3 and will bat in the 8 hole. Williams not even giving me the fatigue signal after 86 pitches. So it'll be Floyd, Wilson, and Johnson here in the 8th for Florida. Cliff 1 for 3, a double, a run scored, and grounded into a double play. Woody starts the 8th into right or center field rather. Katse 1 out. Preston Wilson is 2 for 3. He has singled twice, driven in a run, scored once, and stolen 2. To get back to why Twitch for the live stuff, it's just 2 different audiences. I have a viewer here that watches from Finland. And if you were with me yesterday, I have a viewer from Poland who will watch live. It's just about exposing things, just as John talked about. Pitch to Preston. Ground ball to short. Arias tested over to first for the out. So 2 out for Charles Johnson, who's 0 for 3. Got him. That's 4 for Williams. He swung on and missed to retire the side. No runs, no hits, no errors. Bottom of the 8th here at Qualcomm, 3-3. So Klesko, Magadan, and Davis to face probably not Looper. Braden's already at 33 pitches and gave up the tying run in the 7th. Stays in the game. Klesko in the right field. Way back there. Owens chasing, and that ball is gone! Ryan Klesko takes one deep. And so Looper is in there, 1 batter too long. As Klesko smashes his 9th of the year. And Vladimir Nunez coming in. First, let's redo the home run. John says, I've listened to my older games on YouTube while you deliver mail, and so many people come up and ask what you're listening to. And then they back away slowly. Never show them my picture, John. So what a clap from Klesko. Don't say that 5 times fast. Nunez is 26 years old. Vladimir now will work exclusively out of the pen the rest of the way, making his 13th appearance. He did make 3 starts. Fastball at 89 and a ground ball pitcher. 2-1 with a 2.37 ERA. He last went on Wednesday the 9th in a 9-8 loss to the Dodgers. He didn't take the decision. 2 innings, 41 pitches, a hit, a run it was earned. He walked 2 and struck out 1. So 30 and a third innings overall, 18 hits, 9 runs, 8 earned, 3 homers, 11 walks, and 22 strikeouts. And again, 1 batter too late. Here's Magadan, 1 for 3. He has doubled and driven him a run. The other thing that kind of gets lost in this is that you really are on a high wire act without a net. Even if you were to sit there and read the box score before you go in and prepare, the story that evolves from the broadcast is always different from what you think it's going to be. And you got to learn how to improvise. I don't know what you guys are going to talk about over the course of an afternoon. Like, I had no idea we'd be talking about broadcasting today. You just got to go with it, keep up the conversation, and let Dave Magadan foul that one back. Kind of like that, and the count is full. To third, Berg has it, throws to Lee, and Magadan is retired. So 1 out for Davis. Ben is 0 for 2. He has struck out twice and driven in a run. Right back to Nunez towards the bag at first. Throws to Lee for the out, 2 away. Bubba Trammell is 1 for 2. He has tripled, scored, and walked. So the Padres are up 4-3. This one's been a good one. 56 degrees now here in San Diego. Put on your hoodies and jackets accordingly. But you'll still all be wearing shorts. Pitch to Bubba. There's a ground ball to Gonzalez. He'll throw it over to Lee, and that will retire the side. No runs, no hits, no errors. We go to the 9th here at the Q. 4-3, San Diego. Yeah, and that's the thing is, people ask, well, what do you do? Solapsky Smurf says, I tried to describe this hobby to a friend of mine who was in his 20s, and he thought I was a loon. And so I really don't talk about it that much. Not that I'm ashamed of what I do, or you should be ashamed of playing these games, but like, you do what? Yeah. All right, Tribe fan. Always a good channel to follow, by the way. Here's Derek Lee, 1 for 3. He has singled and struck out twice. Woody Williams trying to close this one out. Florida 1 to tie, 2 to go ahead. And Kevin Millar is going to pinch hit. Cowboy up. He is hitting .333 as a pinch hitter, 2 homers and 4 RBI. Overall, 304. Both of those home runs, and is driven in 6. Base hit right field. That's going to go down the corner. Millar's got 2 easy. He rounds second. Is he going to dig for third? The throw to Magadan is going to be not in time. So the tying run is on third with nobody out. What a play for Millar. That's his first triple. Infield playing in. Berg is 2 for 3. Single, double, driven in a run and scored. The chat's always fun. I love Millar. I do. Him and the flaming bag of poop for Francona was great. Berglund is hilarious. Kurt is just absolutely hilarious. And you can be more personal because, we are talking back and forth. Pitch to Burt, infield playing in, fly ball. Ricky coming in, rides the Schwinn. Doesn't have a great arm. Millar doesn't have great speed, and Kevin is going to hold. For Gonzalez, with 1 out, we're going to walk Gonzalez to get to the pitcher spot. Nunez is 0 for 5. Remember, he started twice. He's not batting here. Florida, San Diego setting up the double play to win the ball game. Lyle Moton will pinch hit Lyle. 1 for 8. I believe all is a pinch hitter. He has struck out 5 times. You know, I won't read that one out there because I don't want to shame anybody. But yeah, you know, I've met Dave Gardner once. I'm hoping that Al pops up this summer. But we are legitimate friends, even if we never, you know, it's the old go to the bar and have a drink with somebody to watch the game. We're just doing that now on YouTube. So anyway, let's pay attention now. Padres trying to set up a double play to get him out of this. Woody Williams, you're the second one today to ask for that. Both the Johns. I haven't done a Ron Juckett show in a while. I mean, we do the podcast. Pitch to Moton. Popped up. Right side. Let's see what they do. Trammell has a decent arm. Millar is going down the line. Goes back to tag. Bubba has got to throw it. Here it comes. 2 out. The throw to the plate is going to be close. And Millar scores. So we're tied at 4. Gonzalez moves to second. And so Kevin Millar, that was a huge triple. You just aren't really going to get out of that unscathed. You give up a nobody-out triple. They got 2 before the run scored, but they couldn't get the third. Castillo was 1 for 4, by the way. Woody Williams 4 times through the lineup, 36 batters, 113 pitches, 8 2/3, 9 hits, 4 runs, 3 earned. He walked 1 and struck out 4. It'll be Jackson. No, this isn't a rant, Mr. Gardner. Arias and Williams. So Woody Williams, 1 batter short. May it please the court, he walks Castillo, and now I gotta pull him. Dave's walking the dog. That's a euphemism for watching pickles. So we're going to bring in, let's see. So righty, I don't want to bring in Hoffman. I will, however, bring in Mr. Lee. David Lee has no record. An earner average of 284. 28 years old. Fastball pitcher at 95 and a standard pitcher. 8th appearance on the year. Hasn't pitched in 5 days. He pitched in a 6-4 loss to the Reds. He went 2/3 of an inning. Did not draw a decision. 27 pitches. A hit and a walk. 6 1/3, 5 hits. 2 runs, both earned. He walked 5 and struck out 6. So first and second in a tie game here in the 9th. It's a Gardner special. I think we're headed for extra. Owens is 1 for 4. And before we can do that, Jeff Abbott's going to pinch hit. Jeff is 1 for 11 on the replay. That's 091. He's 1 for 10 as a pinch hitter. And he struck out 3 times. So Lee takes a deep breath. Runner is on first and second. Ground ball to Arias, 1 batter too late. Over to Jackson. And we go to the bottom of the 9th. So the Marlins get that run in. And we're getting down to almost freebie baseball. Alfonseca coming in to finish it out for Florida. Or at least hold it to a 4-4 tie. So Antonio making appearance number 16. Dragon Slayer. I love that nickname. Is 29. Is an extreme ground ball pitcher. Fastball tops out at 89. He is 9th in saves with 9. This is not a save situation. And he is 2-1 with a 2.84 ERA. Pitched 3 days ago against the Dodgers. He, in a 3-1 win, he got the clean save. 1 inning, 14 pitches. Overall, 19 innings, 24 hits, 10 runs, 6 earned, 4 homers. He has walked 3 while striking out 9. So Jackson Arias, who pretty much has to stay in the game, and then we'll see. Because Lee could go the inning. But let's see if the Padres can put themselves in a position to win the ball game. Pitch to Jackson. Right up the middle, and that answers that question right now. So Jackson will single. Gonzalez got a late jump, couldn't get there, and the winning run is on. Arias is not a good bunter, in case you're wondering. Alfonseca's probably going to go to first. We'll let him do that. Jackson is good. He stays right there. And we are going to try not to sneeze and hit and run at the same time. Multi-talented here at the Retro Sports Network broadcast booth. Hit and run is on. Arias hits a ground ball to first. Millar, who's only a 2 there, takes it himself. So 1 out, and the winning run is in scoring position. And you got a pinch hit now. So it's a righty who can hit a righty. Mike Darr, D-A-R-R. Mike, as a pinch hitter, is hitting .500. He's driven in 2. Overall, .292, a homer, and 13 RBI. So Alfonseca, who's converted 9 of 10 save situations, needs to pitch very carefully to get this game to the 10th. And if we do go to 10, it'll be Floyd, Wilson, and Johnson for Florida. Deep breath, pitch to Darr. Base hit into right field. Jackson with his speed is going to go. Abbott is going to chuck this home. Here comes the throw. Here comes the slide, and the ball game is... Oh, no, they got him! They got him. What a throw by Abbott. Abbott threw him out. And the game continues. 2 out. A 77% chance of walking this one off. There was a slide. Johnson got it in and got the tag down, and he's out. We had a walk-off walk yesterday. Yeah, we pick out some good ones for you. Half the crowd thought he was safe, but Johnson had the ball, and he's out. So here's Ricky. Ricky's 1 for 4. He has singled and driven in a run. Gets away from Johnson, but Darr can't go anywhere. Ah, goodness gracious, Buffy St. Marie. You can cut the tension with a jalapeno pepper here in San Diego. A 2-0 count to Ricky Henderson, who hits a slow chopper to Berg, who throws to second, and we got free baseball. John, thanks for watching. We go to the 10th. No runs, 2 hits, no errors. It's the Marlins 4, the Padres 4. And so Trevor Hoffman, who hasn't pitched in a while, the Hall of Famer, will get his 25 pitches in. He's gone, this will be his 13th appearance. He's 1-0 with an earned run average of .60. And he's converted 7 of 8 saves. But he's in a situation to win a ball game. In fact, he hasn't pitched in a week. Inning in 2/3 against the Reds. 25 pitches, 2 hits, a run. It was earned, and struck out 2. So 15 innings, 9 hits. The lone run was a week ago. He has walked 5 and struck out 12. Floyd is 1 for 4. Cliff has a double. To Arias. 1 out. So the Padres defense, Henderson, Kotze, and Trammell. Maggott and Arias, Jackson and Klesko in the infield. Davis and Hoffman, who's a 2 with a 1,000 fielding percentage, in the battery. Here's Wilson. Preston has singled twice, 2 for 4. Stolen 2, an RBI, and a run scored. Popped up Magadan, 2 out. So Hoffman has 2 outs on 9 pitches for Charles Johnson, who feels pretty smug after tagging out the runner to keep this game going. Charles has a strikeout. He's 0 for 4. Hoffman winds and deals. Ground ball to Maggott, and Dave's going to have to hurry over to Klesko, and Johnson is out on a bang-banger. So here come the Padres. We go to the bottom of the 10th, 4-4. So freebie baseball continues. Think we can get another walk-off walk? Kotze, Klesko, and Magadan to face Alfonseca. In his second inning, he only threw 11 pitches in the 9th, so he can go a second inning. Kotze 1 for 3 with a double and a run scored. And the 10th starts with a ground ball to Castillo. 1 out. So Floyd, Wilson, and Abbott, the outfield. Berg, Gonzalez, Castillo, and Millar, who's triple in the top of the 9th. Tied the ball game at 4 when he eventually scored. Johnson behind the plate, and Alfonseca on the mound. Klesko homered once already. He's 1 for 3. That was his 9th, and he's driven in 21. Ground ball, hard ground ball to Millar for the out. So 2 away from Magadan, 1 for 4. Dave has doubled, scored, and struck out. In the 12th, Millar, Berg, and Gonzalez to face Hoffman. To Castillo. And we go to the 11th. No runs, no hits, no errors. After 10, 4-4. So here's Cowboy up. He had 5 triples in real life in 01, but his first was pretty big in this replay. Hoffman starts the 11th. Millar pops it up. Arias, 1 out for Dave Berg. Dave is 2 for 4. He has singled, doubled, drove home his 7th, and scored. Davis, Trammell, and Jackson for the Padres in the bottom of the inning. Popped up Arias, 2 out. For Alex Gonzalez, who is 0 for 3 and a walk and a strikeout. Got him. So Hoffman gets this, faced 6 batters and got them all. No runs, no hits, no errors. I'm taking a drink, 11 or 10.5 in the books. 4-4. So here's Ben Davis. Ben is 0 for 3. He's driven in a run and struck out twice. Alfonseca is still on the mound. Line drive, left field, hooking, foul. And someone eating some barbecued iguana from Tijuana made that play. Count is full to Davis, 3-2. Base hit right field. Abbott will pick it up. So the winning run is on, and Dan Maselli will come into pitch. So Alfonseca did yeoman's work out of the pen for the Marlins. Maselli is 30 years old, fastball at 93, and a fly ball pitcher, making his 16th appearance of the year. He is 0-1 with a save and an earned run average of .426. Pitched last night, in fact, took the loss against the Dodgers in a 5-3 game. 1 inning, 28 pitches, 4 hits, 2 runs, both earned, and he gave up a homer, striking out 2 in the loss. So overall, 12 2/3, 13 hits, 6 runs, all earned. 2 homers, 5 walks, 10 strikeouts. So Trammell has a triple, scored and walked. He's 1 for 3. Regardless of what San Diego does here in the 11th, Trevor Hoffman will not come out to pitch the 12th. Base hit left field. Floyd will pick it up. Davis is will hold it second. So first and second, nobody out for Damian Jackson, who's not a good bunter. So Davis on second, Trammell on first. Maselli rubs up the baseball. Jackson has singled and struck out. Not much of a hit and runner either, and you don't want a person with a 9% chance of stealing second or stealing third to get caught trying to steal. So the pitch to Jackson is a ground ball to Castillo. Only play is to first, and the Padres have 2 chances at this with runners in scoring position for Arias. And he's going to safety squeeze it. You might well. And they're going to walk him. So that's the right move. It sets up a force at any base. Hoffman goes back to the dugout. It's a right-handed pitcher. And Wiki Gonzalez will come in to pinch hit at 188. 3 homers and 6 RBI. They are loaded, 1 out, infield playing in. Davis on third. He'll be the one that comes out if we go into the 12th. Trammell on second. Arias on first. Trammell and Arias can just kind of sit there in their Adirondack chairs because Davis is the only one that matters. So 1 out, 4-4 tie. Maselli trying to get out of a bases-loaded jam. Popped up into shallow center. I don't think that's deep enough. Wilson's got a good arm. Davis goes back to tag. With 2 out, he's going to try it, and he is safe. The ball game's over. A shallow fly ball, and Ben Davis ran the 90-feet sprint of his life. Johnson thought he had him out, but Davis slides under the tag, and the Padres win this one 5-4. Wowzers, what a ball game. Wilson had a great throw, but Ben Davis channeled his inner Usain Bolt and beat it out. 5 runs. 10 hits and 2 errors for San Diego, who goes to 18-17. They leave on 6. 4 runs, 9 hits, no errors for Florida, and they left on 7. That was fun, wasn't it? Not sure who I give the MVP to. We'll figure that out in a minute. So Chuck Smith, the mayor, 6 innings for Florida, 3 hits, 2 runs, both earned. He walked 2 and struck out 5. Braden Looper got taken for a loop. Al Fonseca gets charged with the loss. 3 hits over 2. Woody Williams, 8 2/3. He thought he had it. 9 hits, 4 runs, 3 earned. Walked 2 and struck out 4. And Trevor Hoffman goes a 2-0. Let's see if we can find someone here that will deserve it. I'm going to say Bubba Trammell. He went 2 for 4, a triple, a run scored, and a walk. And so the final here is San Diego 5, Florida 4. That was a pretty fun game, as Bernie said. So at the moment, Florida 2.5 over Philly, and San Diego's within 4.5 of the Rockies. They'll get themselves a nice cold bottle of Coors. So the other games on this May 11th, the Tigers beat the Angels 9-6. Sparks 2-4. Russ Ortiz 3-2. Cedeno 3-5 is 4th of the year. Tampa Bay and Cleveland. The Buccaneers beat the Browns 16-12. Tampa pounds out 16 hits. Cleveland pounds out 16 hits. Ricard 2-4 for Tampa. Drew 2-2 for the Tribe. Martinez 3-4, 2 RBI. By the way, Detroit stole 6 bases in that game against Anaheim. Seattle 10-9 over Toronto. Franklin 1-1. Paul Quantrill, the Canadian, is 0-2. Stewart 3-5, is 2nd of the year, and drives in 3. Yankees beat the Orioles 7-2. Mike Mussina, a 6-game winner. He's 6-2. Roberts 2-3. Myers 3-4, is 2nd of the year, and drives in 2. Oakland beats Boston 10-6. Corey Lytle goes to 2-1. Paxton Crawford 1-3. One of the Giambis 2-3, is 3rd of the year. Chicago beats St. Louis 4-3. Kyle Farnsworth gets the win 1-2. Darryl Kyle 3-3. Gordon gets the save, his 2nd. Pittsburgh 8, Milwaukee 1. Schmidt gets his first. Haynes falls to 1-6. Jason Kendall 1-4, is 1st in a walk. Minnesota all over Kansas City 10-4. Johan Santana 2-1. Jeff Suppan is 3-3. Matt Lawton 3-4, is 4th of the year, and drives in 2. Texas beats the White Sox 3-1. Kenny Rogers was a gambler. He's 2-3. David Wells falls to 6-2, and Hubbard 2-3 with a double. Montreal 16 hits. Colorado 22. 38 hits combined in 12 innings. Expos 10, Rockies 9. Yoshi 2-0. Acevedo 0-2. Vladdy Guerrero 3-5, 2 homers, and drives in 4. He now is 13. Arizona beats Philadelphia 6-5. Byung Kim goes to 2-1. Real Cormier goes to 4-2. Lee 3-4. That's Travis, 2 homers. Now is 7 and drives in 4. Dave Gardner goes to 5-1. The Giants beat the Mets 4-0. Mark Gardner's going to be upset about that. Steve Trashel goes to 3-2. Barry Bonds is 13th of the year, 1-2 with 2 walks. Nothing to note in this game. Atlanta beats the Dodgers 6-2. Odalis Perez 1-2. Fetters was fettered 0-1, and Chipper Jones A. Jones 2-4, is 7th of the year, and 4 RBI. Red Sox and A's tomorrow, noon Eastern, 9 Pacific. I'm Ron Juckett. Thank you so much. We'll talk to you tomorrow. So long, everybody.